So we're trying out the daily budget sheet. So the days in between, how many days do you usually get paid?
I get paid every other week, so 14 days.
So then the person would put 14 days right there. And so then your daily rate, days in between, you put 14 right here because then that's what you need to. And then ideally, this is what I teach in this video. I do 1%, 2%, 3%. Because if you do 25% of it, if you spend 25 4 times, that's 100% of your money, and that's like 4 days. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that's why I do it in such small intervals: 1%, 2%, 3%, 4%, 5% under daily rate. So you know how much money to spend day to day. You have an idea of what your lifestyle can look like for that day. If it's, let's see, 2% of $1,000.
That's smart. That's actually really smart.
Yeah. Thank you.
Especially only doing like 1% of it on the first day. Mm-hmm. So that way, I feel like if you restrict yourself, it's earlier to restrict yourself earlier in the week.
Right.
Versus trying to make it stretch at the end of the week, you know?
Yeah, and that puts you in survival mode. And that's what I don't want women to be in. Because then that start messing with long-term your life, things with your hormones, organs, things. That goes into science. But to keep them living in abundance, a flow mode with their money, they know an idea of what to look like. So, you got 2% of $1,000 is $20. So, you can get you something, okay? McDonald's and go to Target, get you your essentials. So
this is 2%.
Mm-hmm. You do 2%. And another thing, I do multiple percentages so that way I can fluctuate. So I just don't want to do 2% today. I want to do a little bit more, 5%. Mm-hmm. So how much is 5%? 0.05 is $50. So this is actually a good check. Well, for me, I'm not paying no bills, so this would be ideal. But when you're paying your bills, that's another layer. So I guess this would be smaller if you were paying your bills, and this would still be what you would live off of. So you have an idea of what that looks like. Daily spending, you would do 50. And so, however much, this is the part I get kind of struggling on explaining. So 14 days times how much you spent would be your surplus. So this is what it looks like on this example one. So I just did this for one day. The 5% times those 9 days, I have $225 left from this $500. And that will go up here. This would total in with my surplus. The goal is not to spend all of this money so that you can have surplus here so it goes into your next check. And it grows bigger and bigger without you having to do too much. And so the same concept goes with your savings. If you start a whole life insurance thing and you got that money going on, then you can take out $60,000 when you turn 35. That's if you set up your life insurance. That's what my financial advisor taught me. And then your Roth IRA, however much you break this down, of course, it's $200, so that you can put each thing in. And then when you reach a certain age, 59, you take out that $39,000, and that's a $39,000 when you're done. Da, da, da. So that's the same concept with your savings for long term. You doing this for your short term, medium term goals. So your extra money would just go to whatever medium term, long term, or just it increases your living lifestyle. So that way you have more to live on each month.
Yeah.
So that's why I put the daily amount, because this is helpful when they calculate their total net surplus, so they can have an idea of what living below their means actually looks like and feel like. Living below my means is 2%. So less than $20 is what. So people have an idea of what the term actually means. It's not just something woo-woo, ha, live below your means. What does that even mean? Okay?
Right.
This have numbers behind it. This is what that means. So they would do this consistently for 2-3 months until they reach their goal. Let's say a person has a goal of saving an extra $500. Now they can get their car tires replaced or something small like that, just because they understand what living below their means look like and an idea of what their lifestyle bucket is.
Right.
So
this is really smart, especially this surplus thing that you got going on. Because a lot of budgets will like budget out every single penny.
Yeah, and you
That's
want
really
a penny
smart.
for something else.
It will really help too.
Thank you. So
Makes it easier to save.
What else would you think someone else would add as like a college student or just person saving their money? Amy, you want one of these?
I do.
I'm gonna send you one.
Free marketing.
Just so you can practice.
Tell a friend.
Or just tell me how it works out for you if you're able to save anything. It does take discipline and consistency, just like everything else, of course.
So bad.
It's just what it takes. You gotta be more motivated with your goals, honestly.
Can you explain the numbers behind this? So the 25 is 5%. So is that telling you to try to save $25 a day or not spend this daily rate?
Ideally, you're 25. This is for one day. This is days in between. So I did 9 times 25. I only spent $25 within those 9 days.
Oh, okay. Okay. So you do this after.
Yeah, after
go,
you spent everything. So maybe I need to put that too. I need to put it after. I'll go back in and edit that. This is like the last thing we do. Just in case. But if that person isn't recording how much they're spending, they can always refer back to their bank statements. Or just total up however much they spend. Usually they'll get a notification if they're under Cash App or something. Oh, and I also suggest doing different cards. So for me, I do my debit card here, Bank of America, and then I do Cash App card. So I would suggest 2-3 different cards. One for living, one for fun, and one for savings, just so you can keep
That's smart.
separated, and you just like, okay, if this fun money, and you might feel outstanding, I'm gonna do 50%. Forget that. It's my birthday. And then you just do your 2%, 3% with the rest of the 50%. And you don't have to calculate, is this part of my food? Is this part of my,
Yeah.
So I might suggest a bucket or something for it. Because people may not do cards, they may do checks. I don't know. People do different things with their money. There's some way to separate it.
Yeah. This is smart. You're really going places.
So you feel like this would help in your daily life?
Yes.
Okay.
Especially the surplus thing. And like dividing it by percentages so you have a set amount to spend each day versus throughout the week. Because I feel like if you give yourself like, oh, I got $100 to spend till Friday, you'd be like, oh, like $100, I can afford Kava, and then Kava itself is like $20. That's a fourth of your $100, you know?
Right.
That's smart.
So the only part that I would have to consistently explain is daily rate, because people would easily put 50% or 75%.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
maybe just like a note saying the idea is like, increase your percentage as you go, or start with the lower percentage.
Start with a low percentage.
That's a good tip, Biani. Like I've read a lot of books about finance, but I've never heard that tip before.
I'm a legend. That's exactly what that is.
So when I tell somebody else, I'm gonna be like, Biani Washington told me.
Yeah, she did that.
That's your last name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.